Welcome back everybody to the video series dedicated show on Bravo that likes to boast that they have the biggest balls on the boat. That's right, I'm talking about Below Deck Mediterranean Season 4, Episode 6, and in this video it started off where last episode left off, and that was Colin having a bad day, not being able to start the tender, and then when bringing up the anchor, some of it spilled out onto the actual deck. Luckily, Joao was able to swoop in and save the day and save the anchor, but we'll jump into more about Joao later on in this video. But let's get into Anastasia and Travis's journey in the galley as they keep on crushing it throughout this charter, whether it's big old burgers, mango banana smoothie bowls, or unicorn cakes. They are killing it. They are absolutely destroying it. The charter guests are loving every single second of this, but with great power and great success coming from the galley, more responsibility is on the rest of the crew as they are down one person, so somebody has to pick up the slack. Starting with the interior crew, Hannah is picking up the slack for the third stew, and those stairs are killing her. I hope she was wearing her Fitbit because she was going up and down so many flights of stairs. There's so many points in the Fitbit world. And then onto the deck crew, with Travis gone, their lead deckhand gone, Joao, somebody has to step up. And Jack was able to kind of have this shirking of responsibilities as long as Travis was there to help pick him up and help be the safety net for the deck crew. However, that's not going to work now because Jack is still trying to shirk responsibilities even though they are short one person and they need somebody to step up, and it's getting on Joao's nerves. I think the stress, drama, and exhaustion is finally gotten to him, and he got into Jack's face either with passive-aggressive remarks, little jabs here and there, dirty looks, or just getting direct and to the point. He was getting right into his face, which rubbed Jack the wrong way, which once Jack relayed it to Travis, that rubbed him the wrong way, and even Joao said at one point, I can lead people that want to be led. Well, that's not going to always be the case in real life scenarios. In leadership opportunities and responsibilities, you need to know as a leader, as somebody who's going to manage people but under you, you have to know what's going to motivate them, how to motivate them. Once we get to the final day of the charter guests, they all pack up, they all leave. Not before dropping the biggest tip in Below Deck Med history, and that gives everybody a little boost of confidence. Captain Sandy calls up Anastasia for a bridge one-on-one conversation, and that's when Captain Sandy says, we have somebody, we have a chef ready to come up on board and start cooking for people, and you can go back to third stew, or you can take up the mantle and keep the mantle as chef, and then we get somebody else to be the third stew. And Anastasia was thinking about it, the pros and cons, just for a split second, but then she automatically said, I want to be the chef. And I think Captain Sandy was super excited about it. I think at first Anastasia was super excited about it, but then a little bit of doubts creep in. And then once everybody else on the rest of the crew heard that Anastasia is going to take up as head chef and Travis is going to stay in the galley with her, there was a lot of not so happy campers. Starting with Hannah's reaction, I think she has probably the best team she's had on any season so far. I mean, both these girls love to work, they do their jobs effectively well, they are personable, they are just absolutely killing it this charter season, and she doesn't want that variable in her department. Granted, I think it's tougher because in Captain Sandy's shoes, she's thinking, okay, if you bring in a chef, you have the possibility of bringing in another Chef Mila, who is not doing up to par food, who is rubbing all the crew the wrong way and getting into fights and not being able to mesh well, not being on timely. At least with Anastasia, she knows that she is focused, that she can cook well, that she can stick to the itinerary, she can give the charter guests what they want. For the most part. And then Joao was absolutely furious, just thinking about how he won't get his deckhand back because he wants his deckhand back. Normally a chef on a yacht, or at least in Below Deck Mediterranean terms, doesn't need a sous chef like Travis. She is going to keep Travis in there for a little while longer, and Travis is feeling like, I'm exhausted and burnt out, and Joao is thinking the same exact thing. But there's nothing to do about it now as they all get the boat ready and prepped for the charter guests coming in the next morning, but they all get dolled up to go have her dinner, drinks, and dancing, and that's where things hit the fan. And that's when we get to the dinner, and Colin was talking to Anastasia about the whole chef duty, and Anastasia was telling him about how the chef is more than just cooking for people. It's not just putting together dinners. This is actual real job, and it's really tough, and it's really scary to know that 50% of the tip could lie on the chef's shoulders. And then she makes the comment that she doesn't think she could have said no. And that's when Joao kind of loses it. And I think it's from heat exhaustion, just exhaustion in general, loss of sleep, just stress, and all that other stuff is just weighing so heavily on him. And then he's a shot, maybe even two in deep in this dinner already. And that's when he loses it on Anastasia, and he's like, yo, you could have said no. You should have said no if you don't want to. You're a good cook, but you're not like a Michelin star chef. Anastasia, I think, was being vulnerable and trying to get some confirmation from her peers, from her colleagues, and when she was met with Joao's brutal honesty, she got really, really upset, and she just went off very upset, crying almost, and Asia was thinking that she had to go out and go get her, but that's where this episode ends, and we see in the near future, Joao's also going to say something and rub Asia the wrong way, and she even gives him the double finger when dancing in a very soon episode. So it looks like Joao is just kind of causing some mischief, which always happens when you have an initial dramatic tension builder, which was Chef Mila in the beginning, and you get rid of it. There is always going to be something else that pops up. But what did you think about this episode? Let me know that in the comment section below. What do you think? How do you think Anastasia dealt with the whole charter guest, her first ever charter guest as the yacht chef? Let me know that in the comment section below. And do you think it was the right thing for her to say, yes, I want to take on the chef role? Or do you think she should have just went back to third stew and let the other chef come in? Let me know that too in the comment section below. And what do you think the situation is going to be with the new third stew? Do you think she's going to be a great worker like Anastasia and Asia? Or do you think she could be a plant that could shake things up in Below Deck universe? Let me know that in the comment section below. What do you think about the rest of this episode? How do you think this whole situation is going to go from here on out? What do you think is Joao's problem and just saying all the wrong things to all the wrong people? Let me know that too in the comment section below. I want to hear what you have to say, and thank you so much for watching. While you're down there, hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll be back really, really soon with more reality show videos in general, more videos in general, and a Below Deck Mediterranean video next week on the next episode. But until then, peace!